Hello and welcome back to Project Broken Unicorn. Today, we're unboxing. First round of parts behind me here. We're going to go ahead and unbox them. If you have not seen the first video, I recommend you go back and check that out now. Anybody that has tuned in from last week, thank you. If you like what I'm putting down here, like it, subscribe, hit that little bell notification, leave a comment if you want to see something else. Thanks. Let's get started.
As a lot of people saw in the last episode, the wagon has some issues, to say the least, and maybe you're wondering why I'm going through this. I love wagons. I love these things. They're fantastic cars, and I just want something that I can daily drive around. I can put my dog in. I'm looking for something that's a great road trip car. So some of these parts that I'm going to unveil aren't going to be mind-blowing. Most of them are OEM, because that's really what we're trying to get back to. We're trying to get to what's called a stage 0, where we just try to restore the car to where it should be, and then we'll worry about doing any type of modifications to it. I got a bunch of parts next to me here. I'm very excited to get through this. They've been sitting here for like a week waiting for me to film this thing because I wanted you guys to be here when I did this, but it is almost like Christmas morning. I'm trying to unbox all this. I have a ton back here. We're just going to go through it, and I'm going to show you what I picked out, why I picked it out, and just a little bit about each of the items here. So the first things first, the one that's the easiest to get out of the way are the tires. So I got 4 brand new tires for this thing. We're going back to the OEM size, which is 225/50/17. So I'm downgrading to a 17. Again, it's supposed to be a luxury vehicle, supposed to be great in road trips, and I want that extra sidewall to absorb some of that harshness. I did pick out a rather sporty tire though. These are General G-Max all seasons. They have a great tread on them. At least I think they do anyway. I've read a ton of reviews on them. I think they're going to be a really good tire for this platform. And I got a really good deal on them. I paid less than $100 a tire. I was very excited about that because if you look on like Tire Rack or any of those other places, they're usually about $130 a tire. So very happy with that. Let's just take a look at what makes these things special. This is General Tires, Max Performance All Season, Ultra Performance All Season, whatever you want to call them. They're very high performance all season tires. And, they're not going to get the performance that you would out of a summer tire, but I think that they look pretty cool. I think they're going to do great. They got a cool little, replacement tire monitor on there. So supposedly what happens is the part of the replacement wears out first, so it'll just say replace tire when they're ready to be replaced. I don't know why you can't just check your wear bars, but that's what they have. Really cool looking tread on them. Should be great on the road. Should be kind of quiet. Should also repel the rain pretty well. So I'm excited to get these mounted. I'm going to get these mounted very soon, and I'll make another video on how they perform. Over this side. I don't remember fully what's in each of these, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise each time. First things first, auxiliary cable for listening to music. E40s or E61s, E60s, they have an auxiliary port for the radio. I hear it's not great, but we're going to test it out because I do not have the Bluetooth module to stream the music through that. So yeah, let's dive into these parts and see what we got here. Get my trusty cheap Winchester blade out. So this first one, this should be bolts. Alright, so what I noticed on this vehicle is that a lot of the bolts are missing from the underside of it. The people that were working on it previous to me didn't have the best, I guess they weren't that meticulous. So I went through and found every bolt that I could manage to find that wasn't there, and I'm attempting to replace it. I do not know off the top of my head what some of these bolts are. Got some washers, flange bolts, lock nuts, flange nuts,
I got the notes for them somewhere, but more than likely they're parts of the suspension, parts of the there's like a tray that's underneath the vehicle that just keeps the road grime and stuff. It's like a plastic tray, metal tray. I'm replacing everything that I found. I do know that the exhaust is not attached to one of the exhaust hangers, so some of these are bolts for that. I went and got the exact OEM spec on them. They are not OEM bolts, but all the specs are the exact same on them, and they were a lot cheaper. Some more washers in various sizes, and these bolts, I'm willing to bet, are for the exhaust hanger. They look like the ones I ordered. Bunch of packaging. I have a remote starter switch. This is for the walnut blasting, so you need to be able to turn the vehicle over. And luckily on the N54 engine, the starter is like right below the intake manifold. So you just attach this thing to it, click it, and it'll turn the engine over for you and close the valve so you don't get any walnut shell in the valve while you're doing the job. The rest of this stuff is mostly like camera equipment to make these films. So I'm just gonna put that off to the side, no need to see that. This table's gonna get messy quick. I'm getting whatever the OEM quality is or trying to get an upgrade from that. I visit ECS Tuning. I visit FCP Euro. I visit Pelican Parts. There's a newer company, at least I think they're newer. I haven't seen them before. EUroparts.com. I'm cross-referencing part numbers between those sites, and whichever one gives me the best price is the one I'm going with. Now, I will say this, FCP Euro has a lifetime warranty on all their parts, which is very nice. So sometimes I will spend a little extra money to go through them just because you can return anything. Even if it's a strut or a shock that's been on the vehicle for 100,000 miles, as long as you got that original receipt, you can return it to FCP Euro and get it replaced for free. What I have here, something mail, however you pronounce it. This is OEM like quality, this is not OEM. I have tie rods. I think there's an issue with the curved tie rods that are on it. I know one of the tie rods is very corroded, so definitely want to replace those. It's a good preventative maintenance item. I picked them up pretty cheap. I think I got both of these for like 60 bucks. Here's the other tie rod. I don't know if there's anything else in here or not. Just taking a quick peek. Oh, good thing I didn't do that. I have an oil cooler gasket. This goes right next to the oil housing gasket, which is this guy right here. I'm replacing both these. Both these are OEM quality. They're L-ring. Yeah, they're both L-ring, which is the OEM supplier. All right. This is part of the walnut blasting kit. That's what this is. This is an attachment to go on your air gun. This is the throttle body gasket, I believe. These are the intake manifold gaskets, which is all part of their walnut blasting kit. I got a great deal on it. They're running like a special deal right now if you spend so much. And this is definitely part of the walnut blasting kit. It is the vacuum adapter. I'm not going to actually open that up yet. Just going to leave it in there for now. There'll be another video of me actually walnut blasting the car, so tune in for that one. Put that over there. Let's go with one of these smaller guys over here. As I said, this is like Christmas morning for me. This is fantastic. I spent a lot of time and effort researching what the OEM parts were. I spent a lot of time researching who was going to give me the best deal on them, trying to get that $50, $100, whatever it was for the website to get free shipping. It's all part of the fun. This is a box full of, I assume, gaskets. This is a nut. So some of the hardware is specialty hardware for BMW, or it's like a very specific type, like flange nut or something like that. So sometimes I will get the OEM nut. This is one of them. I think this is either for, I think this is for the pinch bolt on the strut. These are body nuts. These keep like the under shield, like the heat shielding attached to the unibody. It was missing a ton of those. Same with these. These are just screws for the shield. Here's more nuts. These are either for the pinch bolt or they're for like the strut, the top nut. I don't exactly know what this is. Let's find out. It says washer, but there's some big washers in that thing. There's the top. There we go. Oh, these are for the strut. They're like these like special washers with like a black stripe on them. I don't know what it's for, but they're slightly like curved. I don't know. They were a special OEM. I tried to see if I could just find a regular washer, but I noticed they were slightly different, so I went OEM on them. Some more bolts. Again, OEM. These had like threads on two of the sides. I didn't know if that mattered, so I just went with OEM. Another very large bolt, probably like the pinch bolt on the strut. Spring pads. These are important. Don't try to mount your springs without some spring pads. You'll get some nice creaks and things like that. It's a BMW. It's a luxury vehicle. You don't want that. More spring pads. Let's see what's in here. Tie rod boots. These are Rhine, so these are OEM. I thought that they were going to come with like the little clamps on them, but they did not for some reason. They're not in the box. It doesn't matter. I don't have the tool to do those anyway, so I'll just use hose clamps or zip ties. Zip ties don't rust. This is a box full of goodies right here. It's packed full. Okay, we have the transfer case fluid. Definitely gonna do that while I'm doing the transfer case bushing. Might as well. Probably has never been changed. We have the special strut nut socket for the top nut on the strut. You put this on and then you put a hex down inside and then use a wrench to tighten it. Otherwise, you end up having to jerry rig something and nobody wants to do that. I've done it before, many times. It always ends with a slightly stripped nut. This is a boot for the strut, just a dust cover. Same with that. I remember this. Some of these I ordered like weeks ago and don't fully remember. So this is there's like a little insulation thing on the hood. This side was missing on the car. It bugged the hell out of me, so I went and got a new one of these. It's only like 20 bucks, so I figured, you know, trying to restore it, right? And this guy right here, this is the important one. This is the transmission bushing. On xDrive, this is your only bushing for the transmission and transfer case. I don't know why the non-xDrives have two bushings and the xDrives only have one, but that's the way BMW did it. And this thing has definitely failed on my car, so I'm going to replace that. The drain plugs for the transfer case. Check this, see if there's anything else in there. Nope, that was it. These I'm excited about. I got a very good deal on these. These are the cheapest I could find. They're OEM. Well, I shouldn't say they're OEM. They're OEM quality. gonna put this down on the ground. They are heavy. There it is. I got myself some Bilstein B4s. These are OEM light quality. I think the OEM are Sachs, however you pronounce it. Again, as I said, I'm trying to return this thing to stock. This is a luxury vehicle. It's supposed to be a great highway cruiser. I didn't want anything too stiff, so I'm going with the OEM quality struts. A lot of people have really good experience with the B4s, so that's the way I'm going. Got a great deal on them. That was in there too. I forgot about this. There's probably another one in there too. These are the Lemforder, so OEM, strut hats, strut tops. Looks good. Good thing I did that off camera. That was not dignified at all. This is a bucket of walnut shell. This is what every boy wants for Christmas, bucket of walnut shell. If you have a kid and he's asking for the new Xbox X or the PlayStation 5, walnut shell. That's what they really want. That walnut shell goes with this guy here, which, let's see if my dull knife will get through this band. It did. This should be a pressure tank. I believe it's actually used for sandblasting. You fill this thing with walnut shell, and this is how you do the walnut blasting for the valves. Again, tune in for a later episode when I'm doing that. It should be a good time. There was a lot of stuff going on in this. It's actually looks like you need to build the tank. So here's a little picture of it right here. The tank is inside there. I'm not going to remove it all. You'll see it in the next video. Not next video, but one of the videos. So I'm starting to sweat. That was a lot of stuff to unbox. I didn't do it in even a remotely dignified way, so I'm going to attempt to edit this and make it seem like I'm competent and know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about through the magic of post-production. Notice there's no high pressure fuel pump in here. There's no injectors, not even spark plugs. I don't think needs any of those things, which is good because those things are very expensive. The high pressure fuel pump can be about $600. The injectors can be like $1,200 depending on what you get. Hopefully all those things are fine. We're gonna put all these things onto the car. Like I said, attempt to return it to stage 0 stock condition before we try to diagnose anything else with it. In the meantime, let's take a little tour of the garage space. Welcome to my garage. So I'm not like a typical YouTube car person. I don't have a big garage. I don't got a bunch of fancy tools. I genuinely love just working on cars, and due to life circumstances, I have a 1-car garage that I'm going to attempt to work on a full-size station wagon in, and I can tell you it takes up the entire garage. Welcome to my garage. I kind of wish we could do like the entrance to cribs where it kind of zooms in and like the lights are like real bright at first and then they fade in. That would be awesome. Can we do that in post-production? Just let him click on by. No, keep walking. Yep. I'll see you upstairs. Did you need something? No? You good with water? Food? Love? Okay. Thank you. I love you.